Can you proceed further?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Sir,
today we will discuss.
let's start with a short introduction about you, sir.
Let me introduce, or you introduce me?
Sir, I will introduce them.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon to one and all present here. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to this 5-day faculty development program on OBE, outcome-based education, organized by institution. On behalf of the management and academic staff college, I extend a warm welcome to our respected resource person, faculty participants, and colleagues. The concept of outcome-based education has become a cornerstone of quality assurance in higher education. It emphasizes not only what students are taught, but what they actually learn, understand, and are able to apply after completing a course or program. In today's rapidly changing academic and industrial landscape, OBE ensures that our teaching learning process aligns with specific learning outcomes, skill development, and continuous improvement. This FDP aims to equip faculty members with the necessary understanding and tools to effectively design curriculum, frame program, and course outcomes, map assessments, and integrate feedback mechanisms for continuous enhancement of education quality. We are indeed privileged to have with us Dr. G.P. Ramesh sir, who has made remarkable contributions in the field of education and curriculum design. We look forward to gaining valuable insights from your expertise, sir. I also take this opportunity to thank our Honorable President, sir, Dr. Mani Pandey, ma'am, Director ASC, Dr. Gomati, ma'am, Dean ASC, for their constant motivation and support in organizing this program. Once again, I welcome all the participants. Let this FDP be an enriching experience that enhances our teaching methodologies and benefits our students through effective outcome-based practices. And I'm very happy to introduce our speaker. Dr. G.P. Ramesh, sir, is a distinguished academician, visionary technologist, and ambitious researcher with over 26 years of experience spanning education, advanced research, and industry leadership. He currently serves as a Chief Technical Officer at Software, where he spearheads innovation in artificial intelligence and embedded systems. A dynamic leader and a passionate educator, Dr. Ramesh sir has served as a professor and head of electronics and communication engineering in various esteemed institutions in India and abroad, mentoring undergraduate, postgraduate, and doctoral scholars. His academic expertise encompasses artificial intelligence, machine learning, embedded systems, VLA citizen, and antenna technologies. Dr. G.P. Ramesh is a distinguished academic and research mentor who has successfully guided 21 PhD scholars and sustained cohort of postgraduate researchers, nurturing a culture of excellence and innovation-driven inquiry. With over 125 publications in Scopus Index journals, his work spans cutting-edge domains and reflects a deep commitment to advancing knowledge. His scholarly influence is evidenced by an H-index of 31 and an I-10 index of 70, marking him as a prominent contributor to global research discourse. He is a pioneer in implementing outcome-based education systems, playing a pivotal role in curriculum design and academic development across engineering programs. In parallel, Dr. Ramesh offers strategic advisory services to higher education institutions, enabling quality enhancement through NAC, NBA, and autonomous accreditation frameworks. His contributions in this space reflect a deep commitment to institutional excellence, pedagogical innovation, and regulatory alignment. Renowned for his articulate communication, collaborative ethos, and policy-driven consistency, Dr. Ramesh is a sought-after speaker and catalyst for in, institutional reform, shaping future-ready engineers and scalable tech-driven solutions for India and beyond. Without any further delay, I'm over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thanks for introduction. Let me go to the topic. So today we will discuss about NAC perspectives on curriculum design and continuous review and feedback mechanisms. Okay, fine. So here, so as per the NAC is considered, there are the new NAC consideration is divided into 10 attributes. That is, curricular aspects is the first attribute. The curriculum design is the first attribute, and for that, in that curriculum design, we have around 8 metrics, and apart from this, we have another 9 more. Okay, so in the curriculum design, mainly first thing to be concentrated is outcome-based education, where you call You should look after academic curriculum aligns with the intended program and course outcomes, ensuring that education objectives are clearly defined and met. Okay, so we'll discuss on this one very clearly further ahead. And apart from that, we need to think about stakeholder participation. That is also one metric 1.2, where there should be an active participation of stakeholders. So, like students, faculty, industry representatives, alumni, parents, and community members in the major institutional decisions, such as the curriculum changes, strategic planning, and policy development. And also, another metric is curriculum flexibility should be considered while designing the curriculum. And then practical and industry focus, metric 1.4, practical and skill orientation. 1.6 is online and blended learning. 1.7, curriculum revision. 1.8, Indian knowledge system. So this is about the NAC perspective. We have around 8 metrics. Okay, now we'll see how this outcome-based education moves further. So today's session objectives, we have today's session objectives we divide into, I have divided into 5 parts, where we call NAC's first part 1 we discuss about NAC's curriculum design philosophy, and part 2 we say embed NEP 2020 compliance and curriculum flexibility, continuous curriculum review mechanisms, feedback mechanisms, okay, and strategic recommendations for the faculty. So this is how today's session was divided. We will discuss 5 parts one by one. So in part 1, we have NAC's curriculum design philosophy. So what is this NAC's curriculum design philosophy? We call here, the first one is generally any institution we have vision and mission. Okay, so here the alignment, your curriculum must reflect institutional vision, mission, and program outcomes and program specific outcomes. So, and also this should emphasize on employability, entrepreneurship, and ethical citizenship. Ethical citizenship. Okay. So the first thing, any curriculum should must reflect. So your institutional vision. So I think all institutions we have vision and mission, and also the institutional vision should be in aligned with our department vision mission. And our curriculum also should be aligned with the institutional vision, mission, and program outcomes. So these POs are around, I think, 8 is there for us. 8 POs are there. And PSOs generally we define for each department, specifically for each department, for physics separately, for mathematics separately, like that. Each department has their own specific outcomes. So these specific outcomes can be limited to 2 or 3. Okay. So and also the curriculum what we design, it should be emphasized on employability. At the end of the day, when a student study a course, okay, he should be able to go either in employability or entrepreneurship. We look into these 2 aspects only. So the curriculum what we have designed should emphasize mainly on employability, entrepreneurship, and ethical citizenship. This is the 3 factors we need to consider while designing any curriculum. Okay, and then and second part is outcome-based education, OBE integration. So what is this OBE integration with your curriculum? So as I told earlier, you are designing a curriculum, okay, which is in align with your vision of an institution, and also the POs and PSOs of the department. Similarly, and also we are designing a curriculum, we are designing the courses. For example, you know that each semester we have around 4 to 5 courses of theory, and 2 laboratories might be there. So we need to map the course outcomes. So each course should have around 5 course outcomes based on the number of chapters you call or number of modules you call. Okay, so each module or each chapter might have one course outcome. Okay, so if you have 5 modules or 5 chapters, assume that you can have around 5 course outcomes. So these course outcomes should be aligned or should be mapped with the program outcomes. So each program has around 8 program attributes are there, POs are there, okay, program outcomes, POs we call, okay. So these COs should be mapped with the POs and also with the PSOs. So this is the general scenario. We'll see this in detail next ahead of the chapters. Similarly, so I told you we should write around 5 COs should be there. Like for my modules are 5 chapters. If we have, so these course outcomes should use Bloom's taxonomy for cognitive rigor. Just like that, you can't say study of like that. So we should use the Bloom's taxonomy terms, Bloom's taxonomy terms for cognitive rigor. Okay, and similarly, curriculum matrix for traceability and assurance. Next, next is about multidisciplinary and NEB 2020 compliance. So what I say is multidisciplinary here is flexibility. So any student joining in our institution should have the flexibility for our education system, what we are offering. Like flexible, we offer flexibility through CBCS, which we call as a choice-based credit system. CBCS, choice-based credit system, in the ways of giving electives. Okay, we cannot offer complete CBC system in our present education system, but of course we can give some choice-based electives for the students, where we can give around 10 electives and ask them to choose any one of that choices given to be electives for the students, and similarly interdisciplinary electives also can be offered. So that they will be aware, they have the opportunity to study other department subjects if they are interested also. So there should be a flexibility through CBCS in choosing the electives and also interdisciplinary offerings also. Okay, and apart from that, we need to integration of skill-based, value-added, and experimental courses. So these 3 things is very important. I am saying integration of skill-based courses. Okay, so any course, we can't just refine to only the theory part of any subject, or we need to offer some skill-based courses and also some value-added courses apart from your curriculum, and also some experiential courses. Either these value-added courses and may be offered beyond the curriculum, and also these value-added courses and skill-based courses also should be mapped. There should be course outcomes for these value-added courses. There should be the course outcomes for the skill-based courses, and these course outcomes should be mapped with uh, your program outcomes and also your program specific outcomes. I've seen many brochures outside. You are offering valuable courses for the children, where we are not giving any course outcome of the value-added courses. So you should try to be able to mention at the end of each brochure, what is the outcome of that value-added course. And as I told earlier, for any course what we are offering, we have around 5 modules. I already told you we should have around 5 course outcomes. Similarly, for your value-added course also, you should have around 2 to 3 course outcomes, and these course outcomes also should be mapped with your POs and also with your PSOs. Okay, so this should be also be given here. Next, we have credit-based internships, research projects, and community engagement. So, in your design of the curriculum, we should be able to give some credits for the internship. It cannot be 0 credits for internship. At least we should be able to give 2 credits or 1 credit for around 32 hours or 30 hours if you go for internship. So for the complete design of the curriculum, at least a student should be able to go for internship for, if it's a 3 years course, 3 internships can be given or 3 credits can be offered for internship here. Similarly for research projects and also for the community engagement through your NSS or your NCC. Okay, next. So this is about the part one part we're going to see in detail here. So now first coming to the curriculum design. How do you design a curriculum? As we discuss here, you can see the diagram here. So as I told, we have POs, PEOs, and first thing to remember, any institution should have a curriculum development cell where what they call as a CDC. CDC. This CDC should consist of senior professors and an advisor who can give the structure of the curriculum to be followed for all the programs what we are offering. I mean to say, we need to be able to give a value-added courses, skill-based courses, and also IKS. We need to introduce IKS also. Okay, so this curriculum development cell, this gets input. This curriculum development cell mainly gets input from all the industry experts, academic experts, okay, stakeholders. From everybody, they get the input, and they give a structure. They give a structure for each department head or the program head who are there to uh, allocate the subjects based on the structure what they are giving. Okay, that's about innovative curriculum development cell, where they are the main heart of the curriculum design part actually. So they give main inputs for the curriculum formation cell, okay, which is in the department here. Oh, and then this curriculum formation cell in the department also gets advices from Board of Studies, Academic Council, Department Advisory, where in the Department Advisory we have academic and industry expertise, program advisor, program coordinator, program committee members. So all these people, these people are giving input to the Board of Studies. From the Board of Studies, they is moving on to the Academic Council for getting the approval of the curriculum what we are designing here. Okay, in the curriculum formation cell, mainly they design the curriculum. They design the curriculum where it consists of they look after mainly course outcomes, course content, course evaluation, and course delivery. So mainly this design of curriculum will look after course outcomes, course content, course evaluation, course delivery. So this also should be in track. This all these four should be mapped with your program outcomes. So at any stage, we should look after mapping your course outcomes with your program outcomes. Okay, and also with your program education objectives, or you can say program specific outcomes. Okay, so this is about the curriculum design part, what we are seeing here. Okay, now, so let's go in deep of this one. So alignment with vision and graduate attributes. Okay, so this curriculum must reflect mainly if you think of it, the curriculum must reflect institutional vision, mission, and POs or PSOs, as I told earlier. So this curriculum must serve as a strategic expression of the institution's vision, mission, and core values. It's not just a syllabus. It should cultivate graduate attributes. It should cultivate graduate attributes that reflect national priorities, industry relevance, and social needs. So the curriculum is not just a syllabus. You should be able to cultivate the graduate attributes. So the key dimensions of alignment. The key dimensions of the alignment is institutional vision. Institutional vision, where we say curriculum philosophy. Well, first we are talking about institutional vision. For example, in the institutional mission, we have embedded the themes like innovation, inclusivity, sustainability, ethics. If you see these are the words what is there in the institutional vision. Okay, what should be there? Okay, so example, if the vision emphasizes on technological empowerment, technology. So everything I told you, the curriculum must be aligned with your institutional vision. So as I told, some themes are given here: innovation, inclusivity, sustainability, and ethics. If vision emphasizes technological empowerment, then what should have this curriculum must include emerging tech, hands-on labs, and industry immersion. Industry immersion. So these are the subjects should be there. The curriculum must include emerging technologies. Okay, because since you have added technological empowerment, if this word is there in the vision, your curriculum must include emerging tech and then hands-on labs and industry immersion. Industry immersion. This is only an example I'm saying here. Suppose in the mission, learning object, you should translate mission statements into measurable learning outcomes across the programs. Across the programs. So, repeating your mission, you should translate the mission statements into measurable learning outcomes across the programs. So, POs and PSOs, if you say course outcomes, COs, you can ensure every course contributes to broader graduate capabilities through CO, PO, PSO mapping. So I am repeating, ensure every course. So if you are, for example, if you are offering around 20 subjects in your program, 20 subjects in program, this 20 subjects should be able to contribute to broader graduate capabilities. If your courses, what you are offering is not able to map with your program outcomes or with your program specific outcomes, then no need to offer those courses. So any course you offer should be mapped with your program outcomes and also with the program specific outcomes. Okay, so how do you define the process of defining a vision and mission of the department? So here is a block diagram I've given. As I told you, your department vision and mission should be in align with the institution vision mission. Okay, so the first the above part you can see institutional vision and mission. From that, you should be able to create a draft copy of the vision and mission of the department. Okay, and we should be able to collect the views. We should be able to collect the views from the parents, professional bodies, alumni, industry. Okay, and then we should be able to review and analyze from the POS. So board of studies, we should be able to review your department vision mission in the board of studies, and then you can be able to freeze the vision and mission. Freeze the vision and mission. So graduate attributes, program outcomes. So here in the graduate attributes, your attributes like critical thinking, communication, collaboration, ethical reasoning, lifelong learning. These must be mapped to POs, PSOs, and reflected in the course objectives. Course objectives. So as I told you, all the courses should be mapped with your POs. Okay, so in that, you should be able to map the attributes like critical thinking, communication, collaboration, ethical reasoning, lifelong learning. And finally, going for a curriculum is nothing but it's a holistic development. It's a holistic development where it's a blend of disciplinary depth plus interdisciplinary breadth. Repeating, it's a blend of disciplinary depth and interdisciplinary breadth, because it should be able to include value-added courses, soft skills and ethics modules, research, innovation, and entrepreneurship exposure. Okay, so here is a mapping example I've given, visual mapping example I've given. So vision element. So here, empower through tech. For example, the department in the vision statement, if you're able to see empower through tech, then your graduate attribute should have tech fluency innovation. tech fluency, innovate, tech fluency, and also innovation. So in your curriculum component, you should be able to have AI and ML electives, capstone projects. Capstone projects. Suppose if you have serve society ethically, serve society ethically. If this is the word in your vision statement, then your graduate attribute should have ethics and empathy. Ethics and empathy. In your curriculum component, in your curriculum components, we should be able to have professional ethics, community projects, professional ethics and community projects. For example, we can say global excellence. If we have the word global excellence, then your graduate attribute should be able to have communication and adaptability. Communication, adaptability. So in the curriculum component, you can have language labs, global case studies, global case studies. Okay, so this is some of the mapping visual mapping table are given here with examples. So remember, any word from the vision statement, any word what you give in the vision statement, it should be able to reflect those courses in the curriculum. Those courses in the curriculum. So at the end, I can say faculty must see the curriculum not as content delivery, but as a blueprint for shaping future-ready graduates. It is not just a content delivery. It should be a blueprint. It should be a blueprint for shaping future-ready graduates. Okay, so this conclusion for that, and emphasize on employability, entrepreneurship, and ethical citizenship. As I told you, any curriculum you design, should emphasize on employability, entrepreneurship, and ethical citizenship. Okay, so as per this one, the NAC expectation is curriculum must foster job readiness, entrepreneurial mindset, and ethical responsibility. So core graduate attributes expected by NAC. Okay, so first of all, I say employability here. For the sake of employability, we should be able to include skill-based electives. Skill-based electives or certifications or internships. Okay, in skill-based electives or in the certifications, we can offer them by using the online certifications. Also can be encouraged by the faculty for students, where we have many Skill India courses are available online. So those can be encouraged by the faculty to the students. Similarly, soft skill modules, where we can see about communication, adaptability, adaptability, and teamwork. So for the employability purpose, we should be able to give the students industry-linked projects, and placement outcomes. Next, we have entrepreneurship, where we say innovation and startup modules. Similarly, business model design, and we should be able to give students IP awareness, incubation exposure, and also we should be able to integrate with innovation and entrepreneurship cell. Okay, so ethical citizenship. So for this, the courses on professional ethics, civic responsibility, sustainability should be considered, and also we should be able to give SDG aligned projects, and community engagement. So value education and gender sensitivity models also can be offered for the students. Okay, so here we can say, as I told you, we should be able to see the mapping of all the course outcomes, what you are writing at the end of each course, as I told you, which we use Bloom's taxonomy topics. So these COs should be mapped with the POs and PSOs. Okay, so I've seen here is an example table, your visual table I've given. Okay, you can see here your course outcome CO1, is mapped 3, 2, 1. We can assume it. 3 is uh, 2 is more, the 2 is moderate and 3 is high, 2 is moderate, 1 is minimum, we can say. Okay, so we can say 3 is maximum correlated. Maximally, this course outcome is totally correlated with your PO1 and mediumly correlated with the PO2. Like that, we can map your COs 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2 R. And remember, here CO2 is not at all mapped with your PO1, PO2. Okay, a similar CO3 is also not with PO4, 3 years. Remember, all the course outcomes what we are giving here should be able to map with at least one PO, at least one PO, or other else there is no use of offering that particular topic for the students. So I am repeating, the course outcome should be able to be mapped with at least to the one program outcome what we are giving. If it is not able to map with any one of the program outcomes, then that particular topic is not relevant to your respective program. So your mapping is not just a compliance task. It is the backbone of curriculum assurance and graduate quality, what you are offering for the children. Okay, so your mapping, just like that, we cannot give like 3, 2, 1 or 0 there. It should be a complaint. It should be blackboard assurance and also a graduate quality what we are offering. Okay, so here, as I told you, in the course outcomes, we should be able to use the Bloom's taxonomy in the way of a cognitive rigor. So this Bloom's taxonomy provides a structured framework. Bloom's taxonomy provides structured framework to design learning outcomes that progress from basic recall to higher order thinking. Basic recall to higher order thinking, ensuring cognitive depth and rigor across the courses. So I have given around here 6 levels of there for the Bloom's taxonomy, the revised Bloom's taxonomy and cognitive levels. So the levels are, remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, create. So here, level is remember. So even in the question paper, what we are able to give, we should have which Bloom's taxonomy your question is able to map. You should be able to map your question paper also with these Bloom's taxonomies. That's really mandatory for your NAC perspective. So remember nothing but recall the facts. So for example, you can say list the stages of signal processing. Just list it. A student is able to remember what we teach. What we teach. So that is the first level. The second level is understand. So in the understand part, the cognitive skill is explain the concepts. In the one of the example I can give you is describe a modulation techniques. So whenever a student able to understand, he can describe it. And then third level is apply. So this is the application part where this is used in new situations because they're already learning it. They need to apply it. This is our stage 3, third level, where you use in new situations, and this can be implemented like for example, implement a basic filter using the MATLAB. So apply part. So totally we are able to apply. And then fourth one is analyze. So analyzing nothing but breakdown relationships. So you need to analyze, like compare you need two characteristics of the filters, or like that you can able to compare. This is the example the curriculum I given. Next, evaluate. This is the level 5 of Bloom's taxonomy. So in the evaluate part, it's just decisions. So assess the sustainability of antenna types. So next, create. So here in the create part, we produce the original work. So like design a microstrip antenna for IoT devices, like that. So we can set, we have some set of words to be used for each level. You can see, we can refer the Bloom's taxonomy table for that. Okay. So finally, the application part of NAC and NBA contest. So CO framing. So we use Bloom's verbs to define course outcomes at varied cognitive levels. So curriculum mapping, this ensures the balance of lower and higher order outcomes across the semesters. Curriculum mapping. Okay. So assessment design. So align question papers and rubrics with the Bloom's levels for transparency and rigor. So cognitive rigor isn't about hard questions. It's not about hard questions. It's about smarter design that challenges learners to think, justify, and create. So this is the Bloom's taxonomy chart we can see. This is level 1 to level 6. So here also I have given the level 1, what are the words can we use, like define, duplicate, list, memorize for level 1. Level 2, you can say classify, describe, discussion. Level 3, you can see choose, demonstrate, dramatize, employ, illustrate. These are level 3 words we can use. Level 4, you can see appraise, compare, contrast, criticize, differentiate. Okay. And level 5, appraise, argue, defend, judge, support, evaluate. So some of the words for level 5. And level 6, assemble, construct, create, design, develop, formulate, write. So these are the level 6 Bloom's taxonomy words we can able to use. Next. Uh, the curriculum matrix. So I told you we need to think about curriculum matrix for traceability and assurance. For traceability and assurance. So a curriculum matrix is a structured tool. A curriculum matrix is a structured tool that ensure transparent alignment between course content and intended learning outcomes, providing traceability, coverage, and assurance of graduate attributes. So the key functions of the curriculum matrix is it should be able to map your COs to POs and PSOs for each course. So we should be able to ensure vertical and horizontal alignment across the semesters, identify the curricular gaps and areas of enhancement, supports attainment analysis and continuous improvement cycles. Okay, so here you can see a visual table what we are given here. So in the visual table, you need to have a list of all the courses what you are offering, a list of all courses what you are offering with respect to course titles and with respect to the average of the course outcomes. CO1, CO2, CO3, and PO1, PO2. So we can able to calculate the CO PO attainment. Once attainment is calculated, maybe it is under the scale of 1 to 3. If it's around less than 2, we need to think about the curricular gaps. Where is the which topics are not at all mapped with POs can be removed. And as I told earlier, all the topics or all these courses what you are offering, maybe all chapters I can say, or all modules I can say, everything should be mapped with the POs. If it is not mapped with POs, then obviously there will be a curriculum gap. So your attainment level may be less than 2. So approximately your attainment level should be around 2 to 2.3 scale, where there will be a scope for there will be a scope for the improvement for the curriculum revision part. So a curriculum matrix is not
Excuse me,
just
sir.
a table.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Pardon me, sir. So the slide is not moving, sir.
Is it moving now?
Now only it's moving, sir.
I'm stuck with one slide only. Ma, I keep explaining it.
Okay.
I'm explaining the slide. Ma, I'll move on. Huh? Okay. So, a curriculum matrix is not just a table. It is your institutional blueprint for quality, accountability, and excellence. So, this table is, as I am showing the curriculum matrix structure, this structure is not just a table. It is your institution's blueprint for quality. It's a blueprint for quality, accountability, and excellence. Okay. Next. Third one, multidisciplinary and NEB 2020 complaints. So this is the third part. So in part one, so the NAC expectations for is the curriculum must reflect the spirit of NEB 2020, the spirit of NEP 2020 by offering flexibility, choice, and interdisciplinary exposure. Interdisciplinary exposure, empowering learners to shape their academic journey and broaden their competences. So the key features of NEP align the curriculum design are CBCS choice-based state system, that is academic flexibility, and next one is electives. There is nothing but multidisciplinary courses what we are offering, interdisciplinary component where you think about holistic 21st century skills. Okay, so if you go in detail here, this CBCS allows students to select courses across the disciplines, and this promotes academic mobility and personalized learning paths, and also this enables credit transfer and modular certifications. Credit transfer. Okay, so this word we'll discuss later about credit transfer. Next, electives and open courses. Electives and open courses where it should be discipline specific. It should be discipline specific, generic, and value-added electives. Value-added electives. So courses from humanities, sciences, and technology and arts can also be offered. Across the disciplines, and this encourages cross-domain thinking and holistic development. As I told about interdisciplinary offerings, in the interdisciplinary offerings, we need to add the 21st century skills, integration of your AI, design thinking, entrepreneurship, and ethics across the programs. So we can even combine the courses across the departments. For example, biomedical with electronics or psychology with the computer science. Okay, so this is about interdisciplinary offerings, and also project-based learning with the real-world problem contest. So I can say your NEP 2020 isn't just a policy. It is a paradigm shift. So the curriculum must now be flexible, future facing, and learner driven. So if you're able to remember, this NEP 20 which is coming across is not just a policy. It is a paradigm shift. So your curriculum must now be flexible across the disciplines and also holistic. 21st, like a future facing. It should be a future facing and learner driven. Okay. So next, integration of skill-based, value-added, and experiential courses. Okay. So in this one, this NEP 2020 emphasizes a shift from rote learning to practical, holistic, and flexible education. Yes. Hello.
Satyareka ma'am, kindly mute your mic, ma'am. Satireka ma'am, kindly mute your mic, ma'am.
Okay. So this NEP 2020 emphasizes a shift from rote learning to practical, holistic, and flexible education. Flexible education. Okay. So like integrating your curriculum should be able to integrate skill-based courses, value-added courses, and experiential courses that ensures the students are industry ready, ethically grounded, and creatively empowered. Creatively empowered. So this is what NEP 2020 is emphasizing. Okay. So what we should do for that? What we should be able to do for that? So I have given these three things separately here. Skill-based courses. Okay. So in skill-based courses, what you do, you focus on domain-specific competencies. You focus on domain-specific competencies like artificial intelligence, machine learning, okay, data analytics, etc. And you offer this one as a short-term modules like certification courses, and also, or you can even embed this course, this skill-based courses with some credits also, with some credits, and align these skill-based courses with the NSQF levels, national skill qualifier levels, okay, and industry standards. And as I told you, these skill-based courses can also be completed through online, like Skill India courses are available, where NSQF is level 4 to 5. Level 4 to 5. You can always choose through online and complete those certification courses. These courses also can be made accountable in your curriculum. In your curriculum. Similarly, as we were discussing about value-added courses, we can design this value with this designed to enhance the employability, mainly about the employability and soft skills. So where we need to include communication skills, professional ethics, yoga and wellness, financial literacy. Okay, so these value-added courses can be delivered through workshops or MOOC courses also, or blended platform. For example, this value courses you can say example is design thinking for engineers, design thinking for our startup fundamentals. So these are some of the examples I can give you for value-added courses, which will make the students employable after their program of study, And similarly, we can also add on real world applications like experiential learning components. So why I bring experiential learning components here? This will promote learning by doing through internships, field visits, live projects, community engagement, and service learning. So some of the capstone projects and industry with industry also can be given. For example, smart health monitoring system. Smart health monitoring system. That is industry project can be offered. Okay. So you may think these courses all are extra, right? Because I'm talking about in a skill-based courses, valued courses, and experiential courses. These three courses are not at all extra. They are essentials. They are essentials. So they bridge the gap between curriculum and career. Curriculum and career, theory and practice, value and action. Value and action. So please remember these three courses what we are offering in the curriculum. These things are not at all extras. Not at all, not at all extras. They bridge the gap between the curriculum and career, theory and practice, values and action. Values and action. So here you can see a diagram for about curriculum planning and delivery. So everything planning. Okay. So this is the curriculum planning. You can see for that we should have the curriculum enrichment, content design and delivery planning. Okay, that can be given for the academic calendar. Academic calendar is for scheduling and scheduling of academic and monitoring activities. Okay, so after planning the curriculum, you should able to deliver it. That's the content delivery. The content delivery is student centric. We can use all ICT tools, modules, remedial actions can be taken. Okay, and laboratory sessions like skill development courses with lab session, activity based learning, projects, student chapter, projects and student chapters. This can be your content is delivered in innovative ways, and then the delivered content is continuously monitored through the examinations with internal examinations and external examinations, and after evaluating the performance, we should able to do the analysis. We should able to do the analysis and see how to improve this curriculum through feedback and implement. The feedback is collected through alumni, employer, or parent. Similarly, like students, faculty, and management also. So this feedback will improve the curriculum structure. This is the simple curriculum planning and delivery diagram which I will show here. Okay, fine. So here next is the trade-based internships. So earlier we spoke about skill-based courses, experiential courses, okay, value-added courses. Now we think about credit-based internships. Credit-based internships, research projects, and community engagement. Okay. So your NEP 2020 and NAC both emphasize on experiential learning as a core pillar of curriculum design. Okay, by integrating trade-based internships, research projects, community engagement ensures that students develop real-world competences, social responsibility, and research orientation. So this is very, very important in the curriculum to be included. So we need to include at least 3 credits for 3 years down the line. For each year, one credit for internship, where students can go out for an exposure about the for the industries and learn about the real world competences, and also they will know about the social responsibilities and research orientations. So these trade-based internships are given here. Structured internships embodied into curriculum. Structured internships embodied into curriculum to 2 to 6 credits can be allowed. So industry, startups, NGOs or research labs, and also you can even partner with MSMEs, corporates, and research labs for structured training, and we can evaluate via reports. So these internships also should be evaluated by means of presentations, okay, and also can be discussed with industry mentor assessment. So generally, a 4-week internship with industry partner, this can be mapped with your program specific outcomes also. So internships, anything, once again, like I need to emphasize here is anything what you are offering in the curriculum should be mapped with your program specific outcomes and also program outcomes. Okay. So for example, if you are offering a 4-week IoT internship with industry partner, that is also should be mapped with your PSO3. Next, research projects. So, yeah, we all of us know that all the research projects generally done in the final year or at the end semester. Okay, so this encourages innovation, problem solving and publication. This can be interdisciplinary or generally domain specific only, but we can always encourage students to do the research projects in interdisciplinary topics uh, also, and then field projects and industrial visits. Okay, so you should be able to embed a domain relevant field work into UGPG courses, and you need to organize industry visits to manufacturing units, industry visits to the manufacturing units, R&D labs, startups, and innovation hubs. We can map the field activities to COs, PSOs, and evaluate via rubrics and mentor feedback. Okay. Next, as I told, community engagement. Okay, we can service learning, rural immersion, and social innovation projects. Okay, so this community engagement also can be aligned with SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. Okay, so we need to be able to align SDGs, ethics, and civic responsibilities. For example, we can say smart water monitoring system for village panchayat. Smart water monitoring system for village panchayat. So, so for this, the credits awarded based on participation, impact, and reflection report. So here I have given a visual cue here. The internship can be around 2 to 6 credits, and the evaluation method is report, mentor, feedback. Okay, and then research project is up to 4 to 8 credits can be given. 4 to 8 credits can be given. This can be evaluated by Viva or publication or by rubrics. And then community engagement. This is also can be given 2 to 4 credits. So impact report, peer review. This can be evaluated by impact report of your service and also by the peer review. Okay, so this is about the number of credits and things are given here. So when students step into industry, generally when students step into industry, they don't just learn, they transform. So their practical exposure is the bridge between potential and performance. That's why we emphasize on students visiting the industry to transform themselves. Okay, so next. Part 2. So embedded NEP 2020 compliance and curriculum flexibility. Okay. Yes, somebody raises the hand. Okay. So implement CVCS, interdisciplinary credit transfer, and academic bank of credits. So in the embedded NEP 2020 compliance and curriculum flexibility, we need to implement CVCS, interdisciplinary credit transfer, and academic bank of credits, ABC. Okay, so we'll discuss about this ABC in the next slide, and then integrate skill-based value-added expenditure courses aligned with the NSPF, and then promote the IKS, Indian Knowledge System, through curriculum components and student research. This is 3 things to be discussed. Okay. So why it matters? NAC criteria. So we already discussed about this CBCS already, choice-based skill system, and also interdisciplinary credit transfer. These 2 things already it has been discussed here. So here, this NEP 2020 envisions a learner-centric, modular, and multidisciplinary higher education system. So institutions must adapt flexible frameworks that support academic mobility, personalized learning, and lifelong education. For that, we need to think about 2, 3 things. One is the CBCS, which we have discussed already. Okay, and interdisciplinary credit transfer. This also we discussed earlier in the previous slides. And academic bank of credits, where a digital repository that stores the academic credits. Are earned across the approved higher education institutions, because this is supporting now the present system is supporting, as per NEP 2020, we are supporting multiple entry or exit and rejoining after academic gaps. Rejoining after the academic gaps. So this enables the credit accumulation, transfer, and redemption over the time. So recognizes online blended international learning experiences, because we are talking about promoting lifelong learning and seamless academic mobility. So that's what is main system now. So any student can join a program and leave after first year and get a certification degree, and then he can join after a gap, and join in the second year, with a gap of the second year, and after completing second year, he can get a diploma degree certificate, and then he can take a gap and join back for third year, and after completion of third year, he can get a bachelor's degree, that's BSc degree. Okay, so there's about academic bank of credits where we are promoting the lifelong learning. We are promoting the lifelong learning and seamless academic mobility. Seamless academic mobility. Next. So this is the simple cue we are given. So CBC is nothing but personalized learning, and for credit transfer, for the
மாதவரம்
intelligently.
டிப்போன்னு பஸ் போகுதுல்ல அது புதூர் வழியா போகுது. மாதவரம் டிப்போன்னு பஸ் போகுதுல்ல அதெல்லாம் புதூர் வழியா போகுது.
So personalized learning, for credit transfer, multidisciplinary exposure, for ABC, lifelong modular education. Okay, so we can see in some of the documentation tips also is given. Flexibility isn't just a future. Flexibility isn't just a future. It is the foundation of future-ready education. Foundation for a future-ready education. Okay, next. Integrate with skill-based, value-added, and experience goals aligned with NSQF. So this skill-based, this NEP 2020 calls for a shift from content-heavy curricula. You can see the wordings here. Content-heavy curricula to competency-driven education. Competency-driven education, because we are integrating NSQF aligned courses that ensures students acquire practical, employable, and entrepreneurial skills, because we are trying to bridge the gap. We are trying to bridge the gap between academics and industry. Academics and industry. So the skill-based courses, when you're offering, you should be able to focus on domain-specific competences, and it should be aligned with national skills qualification framework NSQF levels, delivered via labs, certifications, and hands-on modules. Okay, so for example, if you offer embedded systems with Arduino, that should be mapped with your skill-based courses NSQF level 5. We cannot offer the courses below level 4. Below, because NSQF below level 4 is for school educations. Above 4.5, we concentrate mainly for the bachelor's programs, bachelor's degree courses. So generally, any course you can take, or you should be able to align, or you should be able to map. As before I told you, for all the courses, the course outcomes should be able to map with the program outcomes. The skill-based courses should be mapped with NSQF levels. Hope you understood. So repeating, all the courses, the course outcomes should be able to map with the program outcomes and program specific outcomes. Similarly, skill-based courses also should be able to map with your NSQF levels. That is above NSQF level 4. Okay, so because the skill-based courses mainly is for job roles and industry standards for employability. Next, value-added courses. These will enhance soft skills, entrepreneurial mindset, and ethical awareness. So include modules on communication, design thinking, and financial literacy, yoga, etc. Next, experiential learning components. Experiential learning components. So this will promote learning by doing through. Is to promote learning by doing through. That is what I told you. We should able to send the students for internships, field visits, and live projects. Projects, live projects. Okay. So like community engagement, and service learning, community engagement and service learning. Okay, so I have given a visual cue here. So skill-based courses is generally for technical proficiency. Delivery mode should be labs or certifications. The level should be from NSTF level 4 to 7, level 2, 4 to level 7. And similarly, value-added courses, the purpose is to be for holistic development, and its delivery mode should be on workshops or MOOC courses. It should be NEP holistic agenda. NEP holistic agenda. Similarly, for experiential, it's nothing but a real world application, delivery mode, projects, internships, projects and internships. So NEP experiential mandate, NEP experiential mandate. So we can conclude like skill integration isn't an add-on. It is an engine of employability, innovation, and lifelong learning. So I'm repeating, your skill integration isn't an add-on. It is the engine of employability, innovation, and lifelong learning. Okay. Next, I told you we should be able to promote IKS. Promote IKS through curriculum components and student research. IKS through curriculum components and student research. So, is NEP 2020 mainly emphasizes the integration of rich intellectual heritage, India's rich intellectual heritage into modern education. IKS fosters holistic development, ethical grounding, and cultural continuity while enhancing interdisciplinary learning and research innovation. So your curriculum integration strategies. So you should be able to introduce credit bearing IKS courses. Credit bearing IKS courses across UG, PG programs. Embed IKS themes. Embed IKS themes in core subjects. Offer certification programs, workshops, and seminars on IKS domains. Include IKS components in value education, ethics, and sustainability models. Okay, so as per UGC recommends at least 5% of total credits be IKS linked, and which is and 50% mapped to major discipline. 50% mapped to the major discipline. So promote student research in IKS. So what you should do here, you should be able to encourage students' projects on indigenous technologies, traditional medicine, classical arts, and ancient sciences. Okay, so we should be able to support the interdisciplinary research blending IKS with AI, Neurotech, sustainability, etc. Okay, so position IQS as a source of innovation, not just preservation, So we should, as per your NEP 2020 curricula, you should be able to introduce credit bearing IQS courses across UG PG programs. Okay. So next. So pedagogical and institutional support. So you should be able to train the faculty in IKS pedagogy and curriculum design, use of authentic sources like Vedas, Upanishads, today's inscriptions, and community practices. Okay, some of the IKS courses you can see we can offer like Indian Knowledge System, Introduction to IKS, Ayurveda Principles and Applications, Vedic Mathematics. This is some of the IKS courses which can be embedded into our curriculum with the credits. So IKS isn't just about heritage. IKS isn't just about heritage. It is a living reservoir of innovation. Living reservoir of innovation, ethics, and interdisciplinary wisdom. Interdisciplinary wisdom. Okay. Next. Part 3. So continuous curriculum review mechanisms. Okay. So we have seen about what are the courses to be included as per the to be a outcome based education for each program what we are offering. So what all to be offer, what all to be included, what all to be mapped also we have discussed it till now in part 1 and part 2. Okay, so after mapping, we should be able to see the continuous improvement of our curriculum, which we do it by curriculum review mechanisms. So institutional curriculum committee should be formed, which is we call as a ICC, which is a composition of HODs, senior faculty, industry experts, and alumni. So this should be met annually or biannually. So benchmarking with national and international standards. Benchmark nationally and international standards. So data-driven review inputs should be taken, like course exit surveys, attainment analysis, industry feedback. So mapping curriculum gaps with emerging technologies and market needs. Use of LMS analytics and student performance dashboards. Integration of external stakeholders like industry advisory boards for curriculum relevance, alumni panels for employability insights, peer review for academic experts. Okay, so as I told, ICC we'll talk these things in detail here. So ICC serves as a nerve center for curriculum governance. A college where they are going to design the academic programs that remain relevant, rigorous, and responsive to evolve standards both national and global. So this should be formed, as I told you, with HODs and senior faculties, industry experts, alumni representatives, IQAC or OBE outcome-based education coordinators, okay, which ensures the quality assurance and outcome mapping. Okay, so every the review frequency should be annual review, like minor revisions, feedback incorporation, elective updates, biannual review or triannual review, ad hoc reviews triggered by regulatory changes, industry shifts, or stakeholder feedbacks. So this frequency of meeting mainly linked with the action taken reports. So what is the action taken report should be recorded based on the feedback received by the students. So benchmarking practices. So whenever we design a curriculum, it should be your internal benchmarking, external benchmarking should be made. It should be compared across the departments or campuses. And external benchmarking, you should be able to refer the top institutions like the top NRF QS ranked programs, global best practices, adapt models from MIT, Stanford, IITs, etc. So use tools like curriculum gap analysis, graduate attribute mapping, and skill matrix. So an empowered ICC isn't just a committee. It is not a committee. It is the engine of academic excellence. It is the engine of academic excellence and strategic foresight. Next, data-driven review inputs for curriculum enhancements. Okay, so as I told you, we should be able to collect the feedbacks from the courses what we are offering. the course feedbacks should be offered from the course exit surveys collected at the end of each course. Course to capture student perceptions. Focus areas is how do you take the feedback? Main focus area is to talk about content relevance, teaching effectiveness, learning outcomes. These three things should be the focus area while collecting these surveys, while collecting the feedbacks. So based on these three topics, we should be able to identify the gaps in delivery, pedagogy, and curriculum structure. So, and this must be analyzed and documented with action taken reports. So this is the main thing based on, because once you analyze these things can be discussed in the board of studies, and we can take in the board of studies we can take the action taken report for the feedback received. Okay, and then attainment analysis. As I told you, we are going to map all the courses with the program outcomes. So this uses here direct and indirect survey methods. Direct method, because while taking the final average of the course attainment, we do it by direct attainment plus 80% is by direct attainment and 20% is by indirect attainment. We take it generally. Okay, so use direct and indirect methods. So enable the gap identification and targeted curriculum revision. Target the. So once you see the attainment level is less than 2.3 or 2.1, we should be able to analyze where is the gap for your attainment, and able to contribute. And you need to contribute, or you need to analyze where is the gap, and you're able to improve your curriculum to achieve higher attainment levels. Because your attainment is mainly calculated from the content what you deliver, like the content relevance, teaching effectiveness, and also learning outcomes. These three is related with the course your attainment levels. Okay, so the proper analysis should be made, and then industry feedback. So there is nothing but employee feedback which we generally collect from the employers. We should be able to collect from the recruiters, internship mentors. Since we are sending the students for the internship, we should be able to collect the feedback from the internship mentors and also from the advisory boards. So highlighting emerging skill demands, absolute content, and innovation opportunities, and then mapping the curriculum gaps. So we should be able to compare the existing syllabi with the emerging technology, because your curriculum should be keep on updating based on your industry needs. Because as I told you, your curriculum must be industry readiness or futuristic, where we think where our students is going to get employed once they complete the course, complete the program. So we should be able to compare the existing syllabi with emerging technologies and market trends. Use the benchmarking tools and job role analysis to identify missing competences. So example is integrating the AI/ML, cybersecurity, or sustainable tech models. and then LMS analytics and dashboards, track student engagement, time on task, assessment performance, and dropout risk. So generally, you should use dashboards to visualize learning patterns, and identify struggling cohorts. So we can say here, data doesn't just inform, because we are collecting the feedback from the students. Okay, data doesn't just inform; it empowers. So a responsive curriculum is one that listens, learns, and evolves. Okay, so please remember these words. A responsive curriculum is one that listens, learns, and evolves. Okay, now the third point is integration of external stakeholders in curriculum design. So, of course, the feedback what we collected, we generally in our BOS we have one industry expert. One alumni expert, one academic expert from from the reputed institutions. Okay, so they generally give us the suggestions for the improvement of the curriculum. So your external stakeholders are not just consultants. Your external stakeholders are not just consultants, they are co-creators of academic excellence. Okay, next. Feedback mechanism, part 4. So here in the part 4, structured feedback collection, where stakeholders, we collect feedback from students, faculty, alumni, and employers. So, how do you collect generally? We should use the tools for that, not by paper. Tools like online forms, focus groups, classroom observations. Okay, classroom observations. After taking the feedback analysis and action taken reports are considered. Both quantitative and qualitative synthesis should be taken. Okay, and curriculum revisions based on frequency on feedback trends. So once they collected the feedback and the action taken report is identified, it's done. We should be able to disclose all these action taken reports in the website. Okay, so feedback forms are stakeholder. Okay, so the structured feedback collection is in the structured feedback collection. You can see we are able to collect from the course exit surveys, like at the end of the semester, like immediate course level feedback, annual stakeholder surveys once in a year, the for the improvement of the strategic curriculum review, and then event-based feedback for post FDPs, workshops, skill-based courses, for everything. Okay, for that the purpose is mainly for pedagogy and delivery insights. So for every course what we offer in the curriculum, we should be able to get the feedback. Feedback analysis should be done, and the action taken to be also be submitted for each and every course what we are offering. Even for skill-based course or value-added course or internship, any course, there should be a feedback analysis. The feedback should be taken. Okay, so feedback isn't just a formality. It's not just a formality. It is the foundation of academic responsiveness and quality assurance. So remember, feedback isn't just a formality. It is the foundation of academic responsiveness and quality assurance. Next. So feedback analysis and ATRs, action taken reports. Okay. So as I told you, institutions must demonstrate a structured process. Of analyzing stakeholder feedback, implementing the curriculum revisions, and ensuring transparent disclosure through public platforms. Okay, so quantitative and qualitative synthesis. Okay, we can use Likert scale surveys to generate statistical insights and visualize the trends using bar graphs or pie charts or dashboards. Okay, and for qualitative analysis, thematic coding of open-ended responses. Okay, extract actionable suggestions from alumni, employers, and faculty. Okay, and the curriculum research based on feedback trends. So you should be able to revise the syllabi to include the emerging technologies. Emerging because once you're taking the feedback from the employers or from the stakeholders, you should be able to revise the syllabi to include these emerging technologies in your curriculum, which should be made for industry ready for the students. So you should be able to introduce the value-added courses and experiential models. So adjust the credit weightage. That's very important here is you should be able to adjust the credit weightage, teaching hours, and assessment schemes. So, and after doing all this analysis, this should be made public disclosure via websites. So to conclude here, we can say feedback is only powerful when it leads to action. It leads to action. If no action is taken, it's no use. So feedback is only powerful when it leads to action, and action is only credible when it is visible. So remember, your feedback should be visible. The feedback and action taken report, it should be visible for visible. Next, that NAC documentation essentials. Okay. So for this, we should be able to have feedback forms, analysis reports, action taken reports, evidence reports. All these things should be uploaded in the websites. In the evidence reports, you can see meeting minutes of curriculum committee, revised syllabi, screenshots of disclosures of institutional website. In the action taken report, you should be able to conclude clearly map with your curriculum changes, must cite specific feedback sources and resulting revisions. Okay. So finally, part 5. These are some of the strategic recommendations what we give for the faculty. Okay, for faculty trainers and for institutions. So first for faculty trainers, mainly for faculty trainers. So the curriculum ownership. So, to empower faculty trainers with actionable strategies that enhance curriculum delivery, stakeholder engagement, and the NAC MBA compliance aligned with NEP 2020 and OBE. So curriculum ownership and and outcome mapping. So ensure every faculty member understands CO, PO, PSO alignment. This is very, very important for every faculty member. And then use of Bloom's taxonomy to frame outcomes and assessments. Promote rubric-based evaluation for transparency and rigor. So this is very, very important for every faculty member. Similarly, data-driven teaching and feedback integration. Leveraging LMS analytics to monitor student engagement and performance. So we will be able to conduct course exit surveys and integrate findings into teaching plans. So remember, we should be able to collect the course exit surveys and integrate findings into teaching plans. So participate in feedback analysis and ATR documentation. And pedagogy innovation and NEP compliance. So adapt experiential methods like case studies, simulations, and fieldwork. Integrate the interdisciplinary content and value-added modules. So align teaching with the sustainable development goals, ethics, and civic responsibility. Next, fourth one is the stakeholder collaboration. Stakeholder collaboration. We should be able to engage the industry mentors for guest lectures and project reviews. Involve alumni in curriculum feedback and mentoring. Participate in peer review and benchmarking exercises. okay, and continuous professional development. So each faculty should attend FDPs, MOOCs, and certification programs in emerging domains to improve themselves. So and they should be able to contribute to curriculum committees and policy formation. So faculty are not just content deliverers; they are curriculum architects, mentors, and quality champions. This is up to my knowledge. Faculties are not just only content deliverers; they are curriculum architects because they are going to design the curriculum and they are going to review the curriculum based on the feedback analysis, and uh, they are going to curriculum mentors and quality champions. So for the institutions, for the strategy recommendations for the institutions, driving excellence in curriculum governance, okay, to guide higher education institutions in aligning academic practices with the NAC NBA standards, NEB 2020 mandates and global benchmarks, ensuring quality, relevance, and impact. Okay, so they should be able to strengthen the curriculum governance, embed NEB 2020 principle, institutional data-driven feedback, foster faculty development and innovation, and then encourage external stakeholders. So institutions that listen, adapt, and document lead the way in academic excellence. Repeating, institutions that listen, adapt, and document lead the way in academic excellence. Thank you. So at the end, I can conclude curriculum is not just a syllabus, it is a blueprint for shaping minds, futures, and society. Thank you all for listening to me.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for your informative session, sir. Dear participants, if you have any questions, you put it in the chat box or you unmute your mic and you can ask. Dear participants, if you have any questions, kindly text it in the chat box or else you unmute your mic and you can ask. Dear participants, kindly post your questions in the chat box. So our speaker is eager to address your question. So thank you, sir. It's my privilege to propose the vote of thanks at the conclusion of day one of our faculty development program on outcome-based education. Our sincere thanks to Dr. Ramesh sir for delivering such an informative and thought-provoking session. Your explanation on the principles, framework, and implementation strategies of OBE have given us a clear understanding of how outcomes can drive the curriculum design and assessment practices. We are also grateful to our management for their vision and continued motivation in organizing academic development programs like this, which help us strengthen our teaching learning ecosystem. I express our deep appreciation to our Marini ma'am, Director, Academic Staff College, and Gomati ma'am, Dean, Academic Staff College, for the constant encouragement, leadership, and support that made this program possible. A special words of thanks to all the faculty participants for your active engagement, thoughtful discussion, and your presence and the participation make this FDP truly meaningful. Thank you, sir. I thank you,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Karthik. Thank you. Can I leave?
Sir, will you wind up, sir?
Yeah, thank you, sir. Very well done. Right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.